Hi guys, so if you see this, this is kind of hard because of what happened. So let me explain. Putting my phone down now. So I made a video that you guys probably see a few days ago now. A few days ago now. This is being recorded on what's today's date? Oh, let's see what's today's date. Today is, I recorded the videos 2 days ago, like on the 21st. On the 20th, I meant to say. And basically, it's the videos before were on the 20th. This is on the 21st when I finally got this item set up. So let me explain. So this item right here, you'll probably notice it from actually the video I did. And so the thing is, this is power line Ethernet adapter. So what happened was, when I had this one in the back room, I'll show you. When I had that one in the back room and this one in my room, what happened was it would shut down my network, and so it wouldn't allow my devices to connect to the internet. And so once I unplugged it, it basically worked again. But the problem was, this one happens to be the one that's number 2, where it's supposed to be received data at. The other one was supposed to be the one where it basically gives the data to transfer it over the power line. And so while I was figuring this out, I unplugged. I had one cable plugged into. I had this cable, to be specific, plugged into my time capsule. And since this has a hard drive in there, and usually if something failed, it would have a red light, orange light. But so what happened was, this fell and hit the ground. This light, sorry about the bright light, this light right here fell on top of it, basically making the hard drive kind of bork. And so the hard drive failed, and it's not even spinning anymore. I haven't taken it apart yet, but I can replace it. But basically, and I was planning on replacing this with another router, but the routers I wanted to get weren't on sale anymore. Well, they basically went up by $5, and so getting 2 of them would have been $106, and $112 actually, and after tax. And so the router I showed you in the previous video, I think, probably didn't, but it was a TP-Link Archer C7. And so I'm getting one C7 and one switch, because since basically the C7 has pretty good Wi-Fi, and I can still get Wi-Fi from my Airport Extreme that I'll show you. 1 second. So this is the Airport Extreme right here. It's probably not in the best position, but this one basically can still give Wi-Fi. These actual will still be here. I just gotta change it once I change this to here. So change that for there. That still be plugged into like there. And this will be plugged into here wirelessly, so that's 2 wireless devices. And then what's also plugged into there is that device, which I had issues with, but I fixed them. And then what's going to be here was, I was planning on getting a PC build right here that I basically probably showed the parts of, but I changed the parts altogether, found something better I wanted, and the thing is, it basically was going to be around. It was going to be a mid tower, a mini mid tower that was going to sit here. But the thing is small enough to sit here. If I push this over more, probably, or I can put it at the bottom there, or somewhere, or I can put it right here actually somewhere and put the paper there, and put the plug and have basically hot plug available, and having hot plug available, and I wouldn't have to have a docking station there, and I could leave the docking station on my desk in my room, and since it would have 4 slots, I could basically, if I ever decide to, I can install something like Unraid, or install something like FreeNAS. I'm gonna install Windows because I don't feel like dealing with FreeNAS right now, and this is gonna only be running on 4 gigs of RAM. It recommends at least 8 gigs, but I'm not talking about recommend like you need it. You can run it on 4, but your throughput would kind of suffer. So it's gonna run Windows, and also gonna be at least 100 to 200 watts at most, and the power supply is gonna just barely be enough, and that would be the first upgrade I'm gonna do for NAS, is get a better power supply. But that's not in the budget right now because this whole build is gonna cost around $600. I'm talking about because it's like a good deal, because it's basically the CPU is a Pentium, and if I can find a better deal on like Ryzen, because I had my eye on the 3950X, which is a 16 core processor, and it's a lot. And then like something like what's that thing called, P2000, which I can find a good deal on that one. That would be going into the case instead, and I would find a way of getting a bigger power supply. I think I have an extra one somewhere, but like in one of my older computers. But I don't use older power supplies when actually building a new computer. But yeah, so the actual router is going to be plugged where this router is plugged in at, which is right there. It's not going to go right there. I'm thinking about putting it right on this table, and then running an Ethernet cable over here to there, and putting my NAS down there, and so the router, if it basically if it faces down, it's going to be in the right position. But if not, I'm going to find somewhere to put it, maybe on the other side. But I just want to I'm going to probably put it right there, and because the extension cable I put right here, because of when plugging this into the UPS port, the UPS wouldn't turn off, it wouldn't get off a battery. But if I plugged it down there, it wouldn't fit because the UPS is there. I could probably put the UPS on the other side and stuff. But yeah, going back to my to the room. So yeah, this failed because it basically doesn't boot. I basically tried running some like diagnostics on the hard drive. It basically doesn't work. And so I ended up fixing. I put the hard drive back in there, because if it doesn't detect the hard drive whatsoever, it will keep blinking orange and it won't give you a chance to ignore it. But if you put a hard drive in there, even if it's broken, and press ignore, because the ignore option won't come up if you don't put a hard drive in there. I noticed that because when I was running this without a hard drive, I took out a 2 TB hard drive in here that failed before. This wasn't because of me dropping it. It was because it wasn't me because of me fault of it dropping. It was because it just died of old age. But basically, and when that failed, this cable popped out, and also it hit a little bit. So the Wi-Fi antenna, when the Wi-Fi antenna broke off, so it drops the speed. That's why I got so bad Wi-Fi in this part. And so I'm gonna replace this with a switch and replace the other router with a higher gain router and put the switch right here, because the only thing that needs to be connected to the internet is this computer, that TV, and the thing over there, if you can see where that green light's at. That green light is the HD home run, which basically drives that antenna up there. And so it was a gigabit router. It's a gigabit router, and what happened was it wasn't cheap. This router was cheap, but the router I ordered and the switch costs about $100 for basically two of the other routers. 106, well, 112, but with one it was just $51. Then it went up to $56, and where I find it now is at $51, and it basically saves, and the switch is like $21, so it comes out to $71, about $77. So, and then I also got an Ethernet cable. The Ethernet cable is for going back out here. The Ethernet cable. Sorry about the heater. The Ethernet cable is going to go from here, because this is a 10-foot. This is a 7-foot cable from here to all the way up there. That's not really long enough. I'm gonna get a 15-foot cable so I can put it somewhere like right here. This is 7 foot. 14 is twice that, plus an extra 1 inch. I might put it right here because this is in the center of the house. I might put it here, or I might put it inside this cabinet. I don't know. I might put it here. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but basically, it's gotta basically be somewhere in the middle of the house. Because of over here, I get Wi-Fi from here to back there. But and if I use that, which is connected to this computer, I get it here, but it gets a little bit slower. Here, it gets kind of slow. But it still works. Here, since it's closer over there, there's better connection in here. And in here is where I have issue at, because when I'm laying in my bed or watching TV wirelessly, it basically doesn't work. So I put this in here to extend it. But extending it worked, and now when I got this thing set up finally, this failed, and it was getting replaced anyway, but basically now I might replace this with basically a switch, and put my light right here or somewhere else, because this is connected to here, that's connected to the Wi-Fi. That's the only reason I had Wi-Fi in like here, is for that device and my Alexa, but that can connect to the Wi-Fi in the back room, and if I need to, I can put in a. Well, if I need to, I can put a extender right there in that plug over there, or I can put an extender right under this desk, because there's a port there, there's a plug there. I can plug in an extender in, and it would increase Wi-Fi out here. And so yeah, this is pretty much, it still works. It can probably still read a hard drive, but the problem is the Wi-Fi antenna shot, one of them at least, so it's working half as good, and it was pretty decent in here as an extender. I wanted to know how actually good it would be as a router in here, since this is running over there. Frustrating. But if they do have an extender, because if they have an extender, I can literally just because how this is going through, this is there. This is going through an extension cable, which is going to there because I didn't have a shorter one, and also the cables I ordered were too actually short. Then that's going to that that strip, the power strip, which probably is bad. Is to probably lose. It could probably be actually faster. It's losing some ohms right there, going all the way around there to there. And then if I put like a not power strip, a like amplifier, a Wi-Fi amplifier there, it would probably cover over here and out here. But I would just have to cover. I would have to cover the Wi-Fi part, not the Wi-Fi part, the actual the port, to tape it tight to like the wall or something. And then I would have to move it there. Okay. I would have to tape it to like the wall, and then for the power cable, I'm plugged for the strip. I mean for the whatchamacallit thing. What's it called? The Ethernet switch will be going there. Maybe on the figure's going to get on top of something. I don't know. But basically, that Ethernet port is going. One of these. This is going into there, which is going over there. That's going over there, and this is getting unplugged. Actually, no. This is getting plugged into the switch. First port, these are getting plugged into the other ones, and this is getting plugged into like that, or I might just leave it on the second port. I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know. It would probably split the bandwidth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and this as much as this was actually a video made ahead of time before it getting released. So yeah, if this actually gets resolved, leave a message, and leave a message, because this was recorded on the 21st and not the 22nd or something. So, but the 21st it was recorded on, and whatever date this gets released on, you will see. And if it gets updated by actually then I'll let you know. Just leave a comment in the description. I mean, comment if you want. Leave a message and comment if you want to hear any updates about this. So, thanks for watching. Bye.